I'll tell you why. Let me tell you why I walked away. I'll tell you this story. I always say it. There was a time Frasha invited me to his birthday, 40th birthday. So I went to his birthday, nilienda tu, and I was looking for him kwa the whole club. Ilikuwa Kentwood. Nikamwambia yo ameenda, he's locked up in some VIP room. It was like sumnionyeshe room. Nikaonyeshwa there, first corner to your right, first room on your right. So went there. Kufika, as in the room was like opened, nikaona tu Frasha from there. So from this angle, from the entry, I just thought he was alone in the room. Kuingia, and then I was open to this other view ambapo kila mtu alikuwa amekaa. It was actually a full room. In that room, Jagu alikuwa, Jalango alikuwa, like all the big names ungesema alikuwa. Nilianza kutense, but akaniambia uniaje, chill, usimind. Said hi to everyone, nikakaa tu chini. The language na simu ilikuwa nasikia hiyo place. It was Swahili, Sheng, English, but it was not the same language nilikuwa naongea. Brother, overdraft ya 30 million inafaa come through. Unasikia 20 million. In that room nilikuwa nakaa, nilikuwa nafikiria if all these friends sat down, wachange 1 million each, they could easily open a 50 million showroom. So I got out of that situation. Nikaenda home. Found out my friends, nikawambia ni aje, lazima tuchore squad yetu iko hivi, like this is how you're supposed to look at life. Fiti Nasir, sasa hiyo form ya jaba itakuaje? I'm like, dude, you don't get it, do ya? Ujui pale nimetoka, hawa si hawaongei hiyo language, mi usiniletee language ati ya jaba chwani na tools. Fuck that language, man. Niambie in the next 5 years tutakuwa wapi, ama in the next fucking 10? How are we going to work towards that? Wako in the bubble, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, Nasir, wacha nijitoe. You understand? Like kuna point I used to say no, wacha ni hiyo savior complex. I think I'm killing that nini as I go with time. I'm like, by the way, kama hauko hii form yangu, I'm easily going to drop you off. Of which it started that way. There was kuna one of the behind the scenes producer tulianza na hii studio, akaanza kuleta shida. I was overlooking his shortcomings. Don't fucking speak back to me. He used to speak back to me. Unaget? Nilikuwa na overlook because on a normal, mtu after 2 times don't fucking speak back to me, as in I'm like, yo, fucking walk out.
And what was he speaking back to you? Was it making sense? Was he correcting
No. It was all about rebellion.
Oh, okay.
Unaget? It was all about rebellion and the fact that if you fuck up in front of people, I'm going to check you in front of people. If I fuck up in front of people, I expect you to check me in front of people.
Remember what we said about expectations?
I remember. Now, the thing is, nika realize maybe it's about the brotherly love I have for this dude. And I thought, yo, it's either you or me. And I'm always going to protect me, in the sense that I'm going to protect my image first. There are people who have entrusted me with this whole organization. Siezi waeka on the line because of you, ama your mindset, ama your attitude. So I would rather cut you off. Let me cut you off, and 3 years ago, ama 4 years ago, 5 years ago, singeza kudu hivyo. Imefika hata to a point na same. I'm cutting off family members. Like, dude, I really don't care. Unachiki, especially wa Somali wanakuanga na hiyo, Somalis do culture more than religion. So unajua there's a big difference.
A very big one.
So wa Somali wanafuatanga culture more than religion. Wataiescort pamoja, but mostly
it's more of culture.
It's more of culture. Like a sheikh will come and tell you the right woman to marry, the traits of a right woman.
But it's more of culture.
Hapo wateka, make sure ni Ogaden Msomali. You understand? Dini haijasema hiyo. Dini imesema hata naweza wa Chinese, Nigerian, whatever, man. But zi hao na inaro down to make sure ametoka kwa kabili yako. Unaona? So I guess inakuja with maturity pia, because mental health, I guess my mental health with age imeanza kuimprove compared to nikiwa mtoi, because I don't know how to articulate that.
What I'll tell you, and I always tell my clients, is your mental health should always come first. If something is, excuse my language, if something is fucking up your mental health, then it's not for you. You know? Another thing is boundaries are very important. You can draw boundaries with even your own parents. You know? If if you feel like your boundaries are being crossed. But now the place that an issue comes in, being assertive is very important, but most of the time people confuse being assertive with being rude. I don't know that I don't know if you get
Makes
that.
sense, yeah. I get
You
it.
can be assertive and tell someone when they're crossing the boundaries without embedding yourself on them, or making them feel less off, or making them feel a type of way. And that's why also when it comes to communication, I normally tell people having comprehensive communication is very important. Comprehensive communication, I mean talking to you in a way that you can see where I'm coming from without necessarily feeling like I'm attacking you. Because the minute I come, I'll give you an example of one communication skill. I statements. I always encourage couples to use I statements. Like me.
Oh, okay,
I statements. By I statement, I mean, let's say you and I are dating, and there's certain things we've been doing that I'm not okay with, right? Instead of me coming and telling you, excuse me, umekuwa ukilala nje, umekuwa ukifanya nini na nini, if I come to you that way, as a human being, instinctively, you'll feel the need to defend yourself. Because you'll feel attacked or rebel because mi ni mwanaume, ude mananiongeleshaje. But if I come to you and I tell you, I feel abandoned every time this and that happen. I feel this and that. I'm telling you from my perspective, from how I'm feeling. So there's no need for you. I don't feel the need to rebel and say this and that. High chances utajipata unasema, manze, pole, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it for you to feel that way. It wasn't my intention. And we'll start communicating from there. So as much as we're drawing boundaries, as much as we're being assertive, how are we communicating these things? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do. So,
yes.
So back to that point, ya ku cut off watu. Because now you see, it all boils down to the bubble. See now, mi ile bubble nilikuanga yangu, ilikuanga bubble ndogo sana. Of which I saw the world being too small. Meaning, najua tu ni kasa, tao, and then Russia opened up to this a whole new world. Nikona sasa bubble yangu ikakuwa bigi zaidi, whereby I met other people talking differently. Wanapanga vitu differently, experience yao differently. So by the time I'm coming back to tell these people, it's like Plato's allegory of the cave. You know that? Okay, so Plato's allegory of the cave in a state that prisoners were put in a cave. Alafu, do you know how I can light a fire up and then make shadows out of it? So how my prisoners wamezoea kuoneshwa shadows. They have never seen the real life. They don't even know what a tree looks like, but they just know the shadow of it. So one of the prisoner akapata chance akahepa. Now before ahepe akaona, he first saw the light of the fire, because unajua light ilikuwa nyuma, and then the projections were being projected in front of them. So once he saw the light of the fire, ikamuumiza macho because of the eye. Hajazoea. Baadaye akapita hiyo stage, akaenda sasa, he walked out of the cave, ambapo aliona now the sun's light, of which ikamchoma macho tena zaidi. When his eyes got used to it, when he saw a tree, alikuwa very confused, because yeye alikuwa amezoea projections. But now saizi anaiona, anawezaona ndo hii mti, and now there's this shadow that the tree is casted. Now that's what's called Plato allegory of the cave. Unaget, hii point ilikuwa inaenda wapi? Nimejipoteza kidogo.
Cutting off people.
Yeah, cutting off people, good. So me have seen the light. My Bible imekuwa bigi.
So macho yako imezoea the light.
Macho yangu imezoea sasa this kind of light. So by the time, so when the prisoner alitoka ameenda in the real life, akona a tree and differences between something real and a shadow. Vile alirudi kwa cave, akajaribu kuambia watu, those guys also wakakataa, wanasema zi. So again, the philosophy education in my life pia imenionyesha kufanya ama kuangalia vitu in a realistic way. You see, because philosophy is actually eye-opening pia. Unaweza ona there's psychology part of things in human behavior, but the philosophy bit ni kitu pia imeniamsha, because now I don't necessarily have to tell people why I'm doing this.
Agreed.
You see, I really don't have to. In fact, ni kitu kwa comment sections, like comment section yangu iko na a lot of triggering comments. At first I was like, guys were like, yo, fuck you. I was like, fuck you too, man. Una
You
get
felt the need to reply.
not only reply, even go further. Fuck you too, fuck your mother, fuck your dad, fuck everyone in your family.
You go
man.
lower.
I go lower. But again, I think hii ni kitu fulani. I thank God for the wisdom, mama, for the eye opening. But ni kitu fulani ingekuwa accomplished way faster if there was a proper family set. So back again to psychology. Psychology yote inafaa, I think, from my grey know-how, wacha niweke hivyo, that if anything, psychology right now inafaa kuinvest all energy in family, in how to make a proper family, because you know there are other forces. There's this guy I want to bring on the podcast. Every time akienda TikTok anasema avoid marriage. You get, avoid marriage, you know, just fucking avoid marriage. You understand? Now you see distractions kama hiyo ni way worse, because if someone avoids marriage, how are people going to procreate? What are the system put in place for procreation and for kids to come through na wajue wako in a safe environment, you see? So, God damn it, Nasim. Hii session imekuwa
Hii
noma.
session sioni tukimaliza anytime soon, but
one last pivotal point. Mbona mi ushikilia beef sana?
Again, this
Mbona mi ushikilia beef sana in the sense whereby like lakini kitu I'm trying, but mi ushikilia beef na si mi ushikilia beef. Kuna mtu juzi nilikuwa namuonesha, alikuwa amekuja kuniambia, yo Naz, let's squash beef. Nikamuonesha tu receipt mbili. Hizi receipt zilikuanga OB. OB ya makarao kutoka 2020 and 2021. I still have them. Actually, let me show you.
You have them in your wallet? Oh my God.
I walk with it.
Kuja
Always.
therapy after this.
So yeah, so here it is. Wacha usionyeshe camera. Just switch back to nani. So unaona?
Oh my God, 2021.
This is 2021, alafu bado niko na 2020. So hii ndo ya 2020. So nikampigia tu photo and I was like, dude, I'm not letting that slide. You see? However, and there's nothing that I'm going, if I'm being very honest, there's nothing that I'm going to get from this guy even paying me back. The money of the time we have wasted na nini. I think I'm just trying to prove a point.
No, let me walk you through the concept of forgiveness.
Thank you.
Most of the time, people feel like you forgive the other person. But majority of the time, do you know you can forgive someone without necessarily telling them you've forgiven them?
The other day nilikuwa nimetweet. Nilirealize hiyo kitu juzi. And the other time nilikam kurealize pia forgiveness is not about them, it's about you.
It's mostly about you. 199% of the time, forgiveness is about you, the person that is doing the forgiving. There are phases to forgiveness. The first stage is understanding the injustices that were done to you. Right? Because most of the time we jump all the way to forgiveness without understanding ikitu ili affect aje. Imenichangia life aje. How am I seeing life? How has it made me different? Now, for instance, for you, umekuwa ukitembea kwa na obese kwa wallet for what, almost 3 years now, 4 years. You get? So how has that affected me? How do I see life? How do I interact with people over the injustices that were done to me? You know, that is the first stage, understanding the injustices that were done to you. The other point is understanding the other side. Not understanding them for you to side with them or anything, but just trying to see, where was this person coming from? What role did you have to play in it? No matter how small it was, accountability aspect of things. What do you want out of this forgiveness? Are you forgiving this person for you to go back to being buddies? Are you forgiving this person for them to pay you back? Like, what do you want out of it? If in that stage you realize, I just want peace of mind, to let the grudge go. Because again, you can forgive and still hold the grudge, you know? And then now the fourth stage is now the actualizing it. You can forgive that person. Sasa even the sister therapy ingiaga, write a letter, burn it, whatever, and let it go. So now realize you've let go of the grudge. You can forgive someone. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting whatever it is that they did. Utakuwa mjinga, because you'll be walking through the same situation. Learn the lessons you needed to learn through the injustices that were made so that you don't repeat the same mistakes. But at the same time, you're doing it for you, not for them. So you can forgive someone without necessarily telling them, nimekusamea bro. So you can do it and keep it moving and be at peace knowing it's gone. So there's a whole phases of forgiveness that you need to undergo. But at the same time, as much as we're talking about forgiveness, we're also talking about the whole concept of iceberg, the anger iceberg. What is feeding this grudge? What is making you carry it for this long? I like this. Therapy in our work. After producer, run me my money.
Fuck this.
Run.
What are you doing, bro?
Fuck it. Fuck it. So
I'll use this footage to show therapy works.
Therapy fucking. By the way, unajua hiyo point ya nimekuwa nikitembea na OB for fucking 2-3 years. It's stupid. As in hiyo ndo realization nimeget.
But yeah, I feel like it's those two small questions that people ask themselves. They help you understand a lot of things.
Thank you for coming, man.
You're welcome. After PV, run me my money.
Inshallah. Yo, lazima tufanye part 2. We have to do part 2. In fact, tunafikiria ni ndaanzisha TikTok live. In fact, hizi kitu tunafaa kufanya like charity, sadaka ndo inshallah mkiama wekwe.
But the thing I normally say is when it comes matters mental health, it's very broad. You can never sit down and talk about mental health in 1 hour. It's extremely broad. Because hata ukiangalia the segments of mental health, there's a whole segment on just mood disorders. There's a whole segment on just anxiety disorders. There's a whole segment on drug-induced psychosis. There's a whole segment on eating disorders. So it's extremely broad.
Hii lazima tuko na part 2. Every hii ni medicine, si ndio? Every medic professional amekuja hapa hatujaweza kumaliza.
It's very broad. There's something you had asked before you cut me off on matters how expensive mental health services are. Sasa hiyo ni therapy peke yake, hatujaingilia side ya medicine, like dawa zenye unafaa kunywa, so it's way too expensive. But I normally say at times ni lack of knowledge. Did you know in KNH, I hope they're still going on with the program, if you're 25 and below, you can walk in the mental health wing and have therapy for free. Bure.
I didn't know.
Unaweza kuwa unatembea tao usiku na stress, unaingia tu KNH, the mental health wing, and you see a therapist. If they're busy, they'll book you an appointment. That is one thing. So it's free. 2, APV Mathare, they offer mental health services for 500 bob.
But the bad thing, Madhari iko na a bad
stigma
name. Iko na a bad name.
Another thing, hugs enyewe. As hugs, we have...
Define hugs, because mi peke yangu najua.
Oh, hugs is a mental health organization. It's an acronym that stands for Hardiness and Earth Great Success. So what we do is we create awareness around mental health. We do so through workshops, events, mentorship programs, and all that. So we have a program. We've partnered with an organization based in the UK, inaitwa Overcome. So hata therapists wenye unapata hata si wa hapa Kenya, unapata therapists wa overseas, wa SA, all over, the world. So what we've done is we've partnered with them to offer free therapy services. So kuna general, any condition that you have, any stress that you have, as long as you've signed up with our link and everything, you get the services for free, and the therapists follow through it. We have now studies, specific categories. Currently, we are last month and the other month, we were running a sleep study. Anyone that has an issue on sleep, parasomnia, insomnia, hypersomnia, hizo zote, they were getting help. Right now, we are working on nicotine addiction. Kuvuta shisha, sigara, weed, hizo vitu zote. So if you feel like you have an addiction and everything, we are offering those services for free, and you're getting qualified therapists, virtual video at the comfort of your own home. And they also do follow-ups. And personally also as hugs, we also follow up with these things. So I feel like most of the time, near lack of knowledge, not knowing where to look for this. We even have things like Chiromo. They have free, toll-free numbers you can just call. We have Red Cross that also have toll-free numbers. Let me tell you, Nasir, if I told you the number of calls I've gotten in the middle of the night, some going all the way to 3 a.m., 4 a.m., of someone wanting to die by suicide and everything, yet they're calling me to my personal number, yet we have a whole toll-free number 24/7 for this. So I feel it's just a matter of that, knowing where to get this type of help, because as much as utasema kwangu ni expe, kuna zaburi, bora uko na wifi, bora unaweza fika KNH and you can get the help that you need. So it's just that research.
Yo, my guy, mi leo ndalala fiti, man. Thank you for coming again.
You're welcome.
Dante, we're good. God damn.